what do we consider a great vision, or how do we improve it? Simply, a great vision is seeing things, thinking of things before they actually happen. How can you anticipate that pass before you actually make that decision? First two things to improve to have a great vision is your first touch as well as your passing ability. Also, positioning is very important to have a great vision as well, because you generally need to know where to be on the pitch. How can we improve vision? Well, first of all, your awareness and your area control, which is shoulder checking, is probably one of the most important things to have a great vision, which is basically right at the moment where you're about to receive the ball. That moment, what you do is very important to have a great vision. How much shoulder checking are you doing? How well do you know what your teammates are gonna do? Or how well do you know your positioning, where to be on the pitch? Because you can have a great vision, but if you're off position, that's not gonna help you. So you need to be at the right place anyways. Your head needs to be moving the entire time that you're playing the game. This doesn't have to be just as you're receiving the ball, but it could be any time really. Adding these shoulder checking constantly will definitely help your case. Your decision has to be made as you are receiving the ball, not after you have the ball. You're not gonna have much time to think after you receive the ball. You will be under pressure, and it's gonna be a lot more challenging for you to make the decision after you have the ball already. There are a few drills that I personally do all the time that really helps me out to improve my vision. Solo training aid, where you attach this gadget to yourself, and then as you pass the ball, it gives you very little time to actually think to shoulder check. And as the ball is bouncing back, I always shoulder check, get a habit of it on the pitch, because usually that will be the case when you're playing the game. You won't have much time to actually shoulder check all the time, but you're gonna have to get used to it. Not only when you are receiving the ball, but even when you are dribbling with the ball, you need to have your head up all the time. You can't be staring at the ball, because when you stare at the ball as you're dribbling, what happens is you have limited eyesight. You really need to have a good habit of doing this at all times. Don't stare at the ball, look at the pitch and see what's happening. Me knowing my teammates gives me huge advantage on the pitch, because I know which teammates are making a wide runs, which are fast. This all gives me idea of what my next move is gonna be. If I know a player from my teammate is gonna make a wide run, I'm gonna receive the ball, quickly lift my head up. I will always lift my head up. As soon as I receive the ball, I'm gonna send a long through ball to my teammate who's making a wide run. But if I didn't know my teammate, I might think that he's not gonna make a wide run. I might think he's gonna make a run behind the defender. 99.9% of the time when you're playing the game, you will be under a lot of pressure. But how can you learn to play under pressure? Obviously, improving your first touch and vision will definitely help you come out of those tight spaces or when you're under a lot of pressure from the opposition. I think it's more important that you learn how to come out of the pressure so you are not under pressure anymore. If you are a very talented player who has great vision, who has great touch, because you're under a lot of pressure, you won't be able to turn, you won't be able to breathe, you're just gonna have to play simple, and this is gonna frustrate you. A good player is not the one that knows how to play under pressure, but I think a good player is actually the one that knows how to come out of that pressure to create space for themselves. Some positions you'll be under more pressure, some positions you'll be under less pressure, but you will be under some sort of a pressure almost the entire game. First of all, you need to know where on the pitch there is a lot of pressure. So if you're a striker, you will be under pressure because there will be two center backs breathing behind your back. And if you're a center mid, there will be the opposition center mids as well as their defensive mids. Their job is not to let you turn, not to let you breathe. Where on the pitch you're gonna have a lot of pressure. Technically speaking, the teams likes to close the central areas, where they put a lot of pressure in the central areas and give the space on the out wide. As a center mid, attacking mid, you're gonna have to drop deep sometimes to create yourself that space, or open up wide a little bit where you're almost where your winger is, but not quite, because you also wanna give a space for your wingers to receive the ball. When you drop deep to receive the ball, creating space for yourself, if the opposition is still following you and still not letting you breathe, this is a good thing, because now you created a space for your teammates to actually receive the ball. In a dangerous zones like the central areas, you can't really turn, you can't really take too much risks. Because if you do, if the oppositions win the ball, now they are counter-attacking and threatening your team. Then it forces you to play simple back to your teammates. And this is very frustrating for talented center mids. As a striker and attacker, most likely you'll be under pressure the whole time, and there is not really much room, much space for you to actually come out of those spaces where there is lots of pressure. So your basic job is already to have the opposition in your back, tight to you, touch the ball, calm the ball down, and play it back to your teammates. And that's your job generally as an attacker anyways. First touch is a must if you want to be excellent at playing football. Whether you're a goalkeeper, striker, center back, you must have a good touch for you to actually dominate on the field. I analyzed a lot of players before actually making this video who have great touches, like Mesut Özil, Riyad Mahrez, or Zinedine Zidane. What makes these players really good is they have incredible first touch. First thing you can do to improve your first touch is believe in yourself. What believing does, it gives you the confidence that you're not gonna screw up when you are connecting with the ball for the first time. If you don't trust yourself that you're gonna have a great first touch, you're never gonna have a good first touch. If you wanna be successful, if you wanna be really good at having a great first touch, what you need to do is when you see your teammates is passing to you, you always have to make the move towards the ball. Even if there is nobody around you, you need to get used to making the move towards the ball. You can never wait for ball to come to you. That's why awareness is incredibly important to achieve the perfect first touch. When you are at the practice or playing with your friends, make sure your friends are not sending you easy balls. You should always get yourself ready for challenging balls, so you're actually prepared for the game scenario. Sometimes you'll have to use the momentum of the ball to actually take off quick, to have a great acceleration after your first touch. And this is what a great first touch is. Technical part of improving your first touch. So how can you improve your timing when you are trying to control the ball? Every time you deal with these hard balls that are sent to you by your teammates, this is making you understand and learn the speed of the ball and how quick you're gonna receive the ball, and when do you have to set yourself up for your leg movement to actually stop the ball. Because anticipating the ball's move is very important for you to actually really improve this attribute. When you are receiving the ball, always align the ball as it's coming to you, most central part of your body. This will help you actually not miss the ball in the first place. Instead of you stepping to the side and then trying to stop the ball like this, what you will need to do is actually kind of bring your leg back instead of you actually trying to get out of the ball's way. When the ball is coming to you in the air and it's about 2 meters away from you, that's the time to actually open up your leg and then slowly move your leg backwards, where this will give the cushion effect to the ball. You need to always think of what's next. This will allow you to decide the kind of first touch you need to do to actually set yourself up for the next move. I hope you enjoyed this video and you were able to learn something. Please drop a like, subscribe to my channel with the notifications on.